Hey everybody, it's Brandon back with another real reaction. So, the next artist that I wanted to listen to is actually one of my favorites. And he's somebody that's kind of, at least musically, just now starting to re-get his props. Thanks to the collaboration between him and, of course, the great Joyner Lucas. But I've always been a Will Smith fan musically. And I think if you're like me and you're a 90s baby, you can't help but be. Because Will Smith owned the 90s. He owned it, obviously with his TV show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, with his hit movies like Men in Black and Independence Day and Bad Boys. So he ruled the box office, but he ruled in the music world. And a lot of people today kind of sleep on Will Smith. But they forget, man, the Will Smith has won 4 Grammys. And if you grew up in the 90s like me, you can't say that you weren't bumping when Getting Jiggy With It would come on, when Wild Wild West would come on. As bad as the movie was, everybody on the bus. When Wild Wild West came up, we was all in there throwing hands up. It was crazy. But I found as I've gotten older and I've listened to some of his music, he has some sophistication. And yeah, he goes for the clean and he goes for, maybe not like Eminem with like the most technical lyrics, but he still has a nice flow, he has a nice cadence, and I think sometimes he has some really nice things to say. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being an original. And so the song I'm going to play for you is actually about Will Smith, talking about his approach to making music. It's called Lost and Found. Let's hear it.
Original, a first form from which varieties arise, an authentic work of art as opposed to an imitation or reproduction.
So y'all can already tell he about to throw shots. He's like an original. That means the first from which all other varieties come from. No imitation, no reproduction. And I'm reminded of M when he was talking about in The Ringer about how all these new young rappers sound like somebody else. They want to be Lil Wayne, they want to be Drake, they want to be M, they want to be 50, and none of them want to be them. And I think that's very important when you're critiquing these artists, is originality. Because if you ain't original and you just copying the road that and the way that somebody else has built, then can you really claim to be good at what you do?
Why should I try to sound like y'all sound? That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Man, it's like a circus with a bunch of clowns, with a bunch of cliques. I'll probably wrap circles around.
Man, y'all, that is crazy. Now, this song came out in 2005. So that means Will predicted mumble rap. He predicted it. He's like, why should I try to sound like y'all sound? That's what's wrong with the game. It's a circus with a bunch of clowns. Like, dang, man, how you gonna insult Lil Yachty like 7 years before he come out? Boy, you over there, you predicted Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's what happened. You got like a crystal ball or something over there, man. Cause that is damn sure what the game is now. Like no joke. And it's sad, man. They even got Kanye. Boy, when I saw Kanye on that Lil Pump song, man, I knew that it was the warning bell for the end of hip hop.
I spit heat rock. And I ain't talking rolling. Soon as the beat knock, I'm crowd controlling. When I hear y'all, that's an awful sound. I don't ride beats, I take them off the ground. Land them somewhere, show them the town. Even on foreign ground, let them know I'm around. I don't follow everybody when it's time to rap. At one time, everybody thought the world was flat. Sounds like you, that was my intention. I paid dues, now dudes pay attention. I live for it, even though the flicks is hitting. Crib sick, you can see the booth from the...
Man, he big blowing on him. He's like, man, that sound like you? That's my intention. This ain't accidental. I ain't tiptoeing around the subject. I'm coming straight at you, and I'm going to hit you in the mouth while being respectful. And that's when he comes out, he said, man, I paid dues. Like, y'all think it's a game. I paid dues. You know, I live for it. Even though I got the movies going, I still got a booth in the crib. Boy, flex on him, Will. Flex on him.
The kitchen, speak on it, cause I saw it happen. This is hip hop, dog, I ain't just rapping. Y'all looking at a real MC, man. You couldn't check a mic for me. Why should I try to sound like y'all sound? That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Why should I try to flow the way y'all flow and do a show like y'all show? Nah, that ain't where my head at now. Y'all in the hip hop lost and found. That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Man, it's like a circus with a bunch of clowns, with a bunch of cliques. I probably rap circles. Let's talk about rhyme capability. Let's talk about hip-hop versatility. Let's talk about taking the game beyond. How the hell we gon' have a battle of wits? Trick you unarmed. Let's talk about love for the game. I mean real love. Back before there was fame. I'm real with it. I ain't claiming the reign, but when y'all talk about rap, y'all gon' start saying my name for real though.
Man, that's so crazy to me. I mean, he just spent that whole line just basically saying, man, I've been in this before it was mainstream. And if you actually notice that from a lot of artists that came up in the 80s, you know, so you look at Will Smith, you look at like NWA, they have a different approach and appreciation for the music. And I think that's really important when you think about the fact that back then, you know, people didn't even consider hip-hop a form of music. You know, and these people had to basically define a sound, define a whole new type of music, and then be able to market it and bring it to the masses. Like today, it's easy. Hip hop is so mainstream now that any brother and his cousin can put out music. And he's saying, hey man, I'm not claiming to be the best, but y'all gonna put me in the conversation. When y'all do the history of this genre of music, I better be in on it. And I think that's fair. I really, really do.
I ain't playing. Plenty of y'all love a brother. Just scared to say it. Yo, the first ever rap Grammy. Let's talk about the only reason your ass went to Miami. Yup, truck with rims. Check. Throwback jersey. Check. Champagne bottles. Check. Lots of miles. Damn. That's the list for 90% of y'all videos and songs. Am I wrong?
Y'all, that's kind of cold. He like, man, this y'all checklist right here. Bitches, check. Cars, check. That's all y'all are singing about in the song. That's 90% of y'all. That's all y'all talking about. And that's where y'all clowns.
Sound like y'all sound. That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Why should I try to flow the way y'all flow and do a show like y'all show? Nah, that ain't where my head at now. Y'all in the hip hop lost and found. That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Man, it's like a circus with a bunch of clowns.
Like, no kidding, I really think that like mumble rappers need to like recite this verse, this chorus in the mirror every single morning so they don't put out the bullshit that they be putting out. Like, for real.
With a bunch of clicks, I probably wrap circles around. Lost, when you a slave to the biz with no care for the cost of what you saying to kids. Found is when your lyrics are testing time and your mom hear that your spirit is blessed divine. Lost is when you rhyme till your throat gets sore, but you don't even believe what you say no more. Found is when you bleed hard into the mic and the pain you sustain, it could change a life.
You know, guys, I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but that really hits for me. Because what he's saying is you got a lot of people that's just out there saying something because they think it's cool. They keep it, they think it's some slick or they know it'll sell, and they don't think about what the image they're portraying and what they're really saying to kids. So when you hear them in there glorify about, some of the drugs that they do or the crimes that they committed, and and even just the image they portray, and they're not considerate of the negative ramifications for it. It's one thing to go through something and want to talk about, man, I went through it, and it's another to try to glorify it or portray an image that you didn't even live through just because he's going to give you some clicks, he's going to give you some street creds. And what he's really saying is, man, you can do and sing about whatever you want, you just got to be cautious about what you're saying. And I think that's the responsibility that anybody who picks up a microphone has.
Loss is when you hide behind the freedom of speech. Well, sure, you're free to do it, but what it mean to do it? Did you mean to do it? Did you need to do it? Did you take time to think about the seed you ruined? Founders, Esco did, President, founders, Lawman Hill, founders, Rakim. Found could be you if you felt the message, and ask yourself this question: why should I try to sound like y'all sound? That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Why should I try to flow the way y'all flow and do a show like y'all show? Nah, that ain't where my head at now. Y'all ain't a hip-hop lost and found. That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Man, it's like a circus with a bunch of clowns, with a bunch of clicks. I'll probably rap circles. Why should I try to sound like y'all sound? That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Why should I try to flow the way y'all flow and do a show like y'all show? Nah, that ain't where my head at now. Y'all ain't a hip-hop lost and found. That's what's wrong with the rap game right now. Man, it's like a circus with a bunch of clowns, with a bunch of clicks. I'll probably rap circles around.
Man, I think that's just such a wonderful song. And, again, like, I really think that if you are, a mumble rapper, or anybody interested in getting into music seriously, it really is something that you should consider. Because the best thing that you can ever be in life is being authentic to you. I really think that rings true. One of my favorite YouTubers is somebody called No Life Shaq. He's one of my favorite people to watch. If you don't already watch him, go, shout him out. But what I love about Shaq is that you can tell that he is him. He is authentic. He doesn't try to be anything other than who he is. And you can tell that people have resonated and become attracted to that. And that's what I'm suggesting for anybody who's doing any endeavor. Make sure you stay true to you. Peace.